guys, welcome to Desi Martini and my name is Xenia. Today we have with us a very special guest, someone who you have recently seen in the film Thalaivi. Yes, we are talking about Bhagyashree. Bhagyashree ma'am, welcome to Desi Martini and it's such a treat to have you here.
Hello and thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words.
The pleasure is all mine. By the way, I'm yet to watch Thalaivi because I was in Himachal for some time and the film didn't release there. Yeah, it's also kind of ironic because Kangna's birthplace is Himachal, but it didn't release. But we have been hearing so much of positive criticism for the film. People are raving about it. So how do you feel? Obviously, you are very excited, but how do you feel about people loving you when you're returning back to screen after so many years?
Strangely, I didn't expect this kind of reaction from the people because it has been, like you said, 30 years ever since Maine Pyar Kiya. And I'm so happy that people over 3 decades have still remembered me and still have a special place in their heart for me. And I feel so, so thankful. So when people are calling me up and saying that I'm looking, it's embarrassing. I'm looking pretty on screen and I go like, no, but I'm being a mother. So yes, it's very, very overwhelming. But I'm very happy that my so-called comeback after such a long time, where I'm working on a big screen project, and it's been so well received. So I'm really thankful.
Also, the person who has watched Thalaivi from our team, Mahima, she said that you had such a strong presence and your performance was so solid that it was like really great to see you after so long. But what took you so long to come back on, the big screens?
Well, I guess priorities change in life, and soon after Maine Pyar Kiya, I had a family to raise, and things weren't so easy as it is now. Society has changed, the work ethics have changed. People in general are more accepting to a lot of things. Back there, I think, had I not given the priority to my home, to my family, uh, I have seen plenty of other artists and contemporaries who uh, may not have had such a fulfilling life as I did. I'm very thankful to God for that. So, though my professional front suffered, I think personally, I'm happy to have been part of the growing up years of my 2 children. I spent a lot of time with them. And those 2 children now are encouraging me to get back to what I love the most. So I think that's a feeling of absolute bliss when you have your family to support you and push you at this age, at 52, saying, go, live your dreams. It's lovely.
Right. It must be so, and to think that Abhimanyu is also in the film industry and he's also pushing you to be a part, that must be so exhilarating and so motivating. So I can I can't understand, but I do get the feeling that what you might be going through. But also, like you said, that people have changed through the years, and you in a previous interview had said that how back when you were doing Maine Pyar Kiya, the comfort of actresses weren't seen so much. Like it was asked, Salman Khan was asked to kiss you without your knowledge, but he refrained from doing so. But now, do you see that changing? Do you see actresses getting more comfortable position and actresses also having a say?
I feel women in general have changed with their attitudes and their acceptance towards themselves and the society in general. I mean, look at you today talking to me so confidently. When I walk on the set, I now see almost a ratio of 60 to 40 in the men and women working on a film set, which wasn't there earlier. It was an all men set, a maximum would be your hairdresser. or maybe someone from the costume department that would be a woman on the set. But today you have assistant directors, you've got cinematographers, you've got your writers, and this particular aspect is there all throughout society. So it's no longer gender based, and that itself has given a lot of comfort to a lot of women. See, we as mothers, I mean, I have a daughter also who's 25 years old, and we've brought them up differently. We've brought them up with far more confidence than I had at that age. Even with the amount of success of Maine Pyar Kiya, I wouldn't say I was a confident girl. The kind of confidence that my children show right now, or what I feel at this age, it wasn't there at that time. So society itself has changed a lot. So definitely films reflect society. And yes, that change is going to be there.
Okay. Also, you worked in a film which was largely woman-centric because it was Jayalalitha's biopic. So, the leading role, obviously, it was of Kangana Ranaut. So that's also female-centric films are also something that's coming up, right?
Of course, of course.
Also, you're working in Radhe Shyam after this, if I'm not wrong. So, and these are the films that you signed before the OTT boom had happened. So, and now
right.
with the OTT boom, people are getting more scope for comeback. So, have you also gotten offers from OTT?
Oh, yes, I have. I have
Oh,
indeed.
wow.
And I intend starting shooting sometime in November for an OTT platform. Of course, I can't reveal it till they themselves announce it. So, yeah, so sometime next month, you'll get the announcement of that also.
Wow.
But looking forward to shooting so much more.
That's so great because you have done films, you have done TV, and now you're also exploring the web medium. So it's like all the mediums you have,
See, actually, I feel as an artist, it's rarely the medium that one should look for. One should look for meat in the role. One should look for happiness while doing that. The people that you're working with, the interaction that you'd have. And then comes the platform or the monies or whatever else. I mean, at least for me, it would work like that I would look for what would give me internal satisfaction in performing. And I've always done that. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be able to connect with the new generation.
Ma'am, it's mute.
It's fantastic having that.
Obviously, and like us, we have grown up watching Maine Pyar Kiya. My mom often used to say that, back when I was young, people used to call me Bhagyashree because I kind of look like her. So
really?
Really. And now like we are getting to watch you and I'm getting to interview you. So, that whole transition, and you have come back, and how. So it's so great to see you back. We are waiting. And like you said, that the medium doesn't matter. The fact that we are getting to see you, the fact that we are getting to watch you do what you like, that's something that even gives the audience connect, because you are enjoying doing your part.
Absolutely. I think that makes a lot of difference, because I'm very fond of Kiran Kher. And I would see her performances. And what stayed with me was Devdas being Shah Rukh Khan's film, and there was Madhuri Dixit and there was Aishwarya, who looked ethereal in that. And when I left from seeing the film, I still had Kiran Kher with me because of the performance and because of the role that she did. And she enthused so much life into it. So I don't see per se as just the hero or the heroine of the film that stays back with you or that you carry home with you. I think if an artist performs her character well and manages to connect with the audience, that is what matters. So I think I'm so thankful that my character in Thalaivi was received in that way.
Yes, and all the reviews that I have read, there was your characters mentioned because it was very, very powerful. I'm yet to see it, like I said, and I'm hoping कि जब release होगा OTT पे, I'll be able to see it. But you know,
And I want a phone call from you.
okay, absolutely, done, done. I'm going to text at least that I've
Done.
seen it. Yes. Also, you know, when you made your comeback, you were back on sets, and unfortunately, it was also the time when the pandemic struck. So,
Right.
how did you feel about working during a time when everything was uncertain?
You know, actually, strangely, I was shooting for Radhesham in Georgia
Hmm.
when we started getting this news about, this virus coming and uh, it affecting people in India. And we were all worried about how we're going to head back. And when the
Hmm.
shoots wrapped up and we got the flight back, it's not a direct flight, so we had to stop in Istanbul. And for the first time ever, Istanbul airport had not a single human being. And when I was walking across from one place to the other, and it felt like it was in a horror film because you were suddenly expecting some kind of weird creature to come across to catch you, you know.
Hmm.
Never was the airport so deserted. The Istanbul airport is otherwise one of the most busiest airports
Yeah.
in the world. But having something like that, when we came back to Mumbai, and I think it was the 21st of March that
Hmm.
there was the first lockdown happened,
Right.
and we returned home on the 18th. And I was very, very thankful that I was back home with my family because the way it carried out and it played out, who knows, I would have to be locked up somewhere far away from my family, and that
Hmm.
would have been terrible, you know, not being able to access them or get back to them. And I think the pandemic basically has taught all of us to live for today, to value what
True.
we have today and enjoy the people around us, enjoy the work that we have, enjoy the life and the smiles that we have and we can share. So I think that's what matters today. So I'm really happy with whatever work I got during that course of time to keep
Hmm.
me busy also, as well as be part of an industry to entertain people who were staying at home. You know, I think
Hmm.
most of us survived the pandemic only because we had our cell phones and we had the television in front of us,
True.
because locked up in our home, that was our only source of entertainment, keeping our minds sane. I think everyone's binge watched on all the shows. So being part of that industry, though I did not contribute at that point of time, but just being part of an industry who helped keeping people sane at that point of time, I think I'm really happy to be back.
So are we. We are happy that you are back. Like I already said before, like we are looking forward to seeing more of your work on screen now. Also, you know, Abhimanyu, your son is a part of the industry now, and there has been so much talk about nepotism. When you go around, it's being said that if you're a star kid, it's easier for launch. Does all this talk bother you at some point? That Abhimanyu would be facing it at some point of time, maybe.
See, this was something that he had to be prepared with. Um, Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know what to say, but people do know him as my son, but they also don't understand that it's not about anyone being able to get into the industry just because they're someone's daughter or someone's son. It doesn't work like that. No person is going to put on so much money if you don't have it within you. You know,
Right.
the people who are finally making a film, they're producing a film, they're putting in monies. Nobody is going to put their hard earned money on someone because he or she is someone's daughter or son. They have to work very hard to reach there. Where it was Abhimanyu, I didn't even know the places that he was going and auditioning. So he has
Okay.
had like multiple rejections, maybe more than 2000 rejections before he got his first film. And I had no clue as he was going and meeting people and trying to give auditions. Even today, when the subject comes across, and he would look at me and say, really, mom, you never even raised a finger to help me. And I say, yes, I didn't. So his journey has been his own, through hard work, through whatever he could learn and understand. Yes, what helped was understanding the industry. In the sense, people look, outsiders who have no clue towards the industry, look at it as a complete place of glamour, fame, money coming easy, and they have no respect or no understanding towards the hard work that goes behind seeing or making a product.
True.
So where nepotism is concerned, or where children from the film industry are concerned, at least they have that awareness of the hard work that goes behind making a film. The understanding that it's all teamwork. It's never one person that makes a film. It's never one person that is responsible for a success of a film. Because no matter how brilliant an actor you are, if the scenes aren't written well, or your cinematographer doesn't film you well, or the editor doesn't match your scenes well, the people aren't going to see the film or the product as a whole, and a good made product. So it's never one person that makes a film. And I wish people would understand that and not, point fingers at the children. All that they have easy is just the knowledge and understanding of what teamwork is.
Also, when we saw Abhimanyu in his debut, Mud Ko Dard Nahi Hota, it was a fantastic debut, because you know how he nailed all the scenes and how he played the character. It was brilliant. Like, we watched and rewatched it many times, and we are obviously looking forward to his
next.
As
a mother, it makes me feel immensely proud for hearing this. I'm much more proud than I would be on hearing anything about my performance. Thank you.
Also, the fact, this would be like coming back to Thalaivi, the fact that a lot of people couldn't watch the film in theaters because, single screen, it was only shown in single screen theaters, and multiplexes rejected it. So did that at some point also bother you, because your performance wasn't reaching a large number of people immediately, so to say?
See, what I would say was definitely like being in Maharashtra and the theaters not opening in Maharashtra. Of course, I felt bad that our Hindi speaking audience, which is the audience that really connects with me, that couldn't watch my film after waiting for 30 years and everyone talking about me coming back. So definitely that did. But again, I would say it's a matter of a few weeks, and then they would see it probably on Netflix or Amazon, and I would get the response. I think it mainly affected the producers, but they had already waited for almost a good 2 years in making this project, and to just hold on for a couple of months more. Bhai, सूद का भी हिसाब देना पड़ता है. I mean, there's a whole lot of interest that goes on the money that's invested in there. So one can't expect your producers or the people who have invested money to keep on holding on to projects like that. So understanding that equation, you got to live with what it happens.
Also, like I said, that probably it's not reaching right now, but after a few days, it would definitely reach everyone in India and people outside. So yes, we are hoping for that. We are waiting for that. I would also, before we go, I would really love to know about your character in Radhe Shyam as well.
Okay, Radhe Shyam is now releasing in January. So they would start their publicity about 2 months before. It's a tad too early for me to talk about it right now, but I would only say that there was a complete different skill set that I had to learn to perform in Radhe Shyam. I had no clue how to do it. And I feel at the age of 50, if you're ready to learn something completely out of your bounds and step out of your comfort zone, then I've done that. So I would want people to see that definitely. And I hope it would inspire all 50-year-olds to step out of their comfort zone and say, well, if she's never done it and she can do it, so can we.
Okay, okay. Like with the slide details that you have given, we are already excited. So we can't wait for the trailer and everything to come out, you know. Also, last question. I know I've taken a lot of your time, but last question. How? Like 52, but looking like this, how? I would want to know.
I think what really matters is, of course, you have to take care of your food and your sleep, and you hydrate and you exercise, the four important pillars of keeping a healthy mind and body. But what also matters is keeping yourself happy. And I always tell people, happiness has I in the center for a reason. We all are taught throughout our lives, and Indians especially, दूसरों के लिए जियो, उसी में सुख पाओ. I feel unless you yourself are happy, you cannot share happiness. Even when we are talking about doing charity, if you're doing it mainly to keep other people happy, you'd never be able to do it right. So if you're doing it to keep yourself happy and it makes you happy from inside, you'll be able to achieve much, much more. So I think don't hold grudges. Accept what life has given you, whatever it might be. And you have to take the good with the bad, no matter what happens. But if you're happy from inside, this is what happens.
Wow. So I'm going to try and follow that mantra more of staying happy inside. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining with us. It was so lovely talking to you. And I'm very sure my mom would be over the moon when she knows that I have interviewed you. So
I would love to say a big hello to your mother. So hello there, and would love to meet you sometime.
Oh, of course, like I am not at home, otherwise I would have sometime like sent a picture of her to you. Like she actually looked like you when she was young. She kind of has that same facial structure. So yes.
All right. All right. Great talking to you, Xenia. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.